Welcome to the Paint I Hate Halloween special, and this is the first episode of many that we will be talking about scary stuff and just other things from today, Friday the 13th, onward through November 1st, November 2nd. So it is not a Halloween special, as I call it, without the Halloween pajamas. So I'm giving y'all relaxation today. That's why I have no makeup on and my hair is up and tied up. But it's also not a Halloween special without a little Stephen King. So, the King of Horror. So this is the book that we're going to be talking about today, and this is Christine. Um I've read this book before and it still delivers. So let's get on with the story. So Christine is about, well, first off, let me go back. Y'all ever, like, people name their cars, right? Like, y'all ever had a car? Usually it's on someone's first car that they're attached to. Well, this takes it to a whole nother level. Like, Christine goes hard. Like, yeah. So Christine tells the story of a teenage boy called Arnie Cunningham who buys a 1958 Plymouth Fury off an old scuzzy man. Like, in the movie, he's scuzzy. In the book, he's scuzzy and racist. But he's an old scuzzy man nonetheless, called Ronald D. LeBay. So immediately, everyone around him is skeeved out by this car because Arnie is immediately calling her she, and she needs this and she needs that. He's also getting super obsessed with the car. But Arnie, like I say, he feels differently from everyone else and how they're feeling about this car. It's a fixer upper, but it's one of those things of like, it's a fixer upper that he just shouldn't have bought. So this car also has an energy, so that's what's skeeving everybody out, and it has an attitude, if you will. Like, it's given jealous girlfriend, and also like jealous girlfriend plus like controlling girlfriend, which is not a good combination for anyone. But Arnie don't listen to nobody, which is very out of character for him because he's kind of a dork and a pushover. But he buys the car and he sets to fixing her up. That's the thing. You better call Christine her. Like, put some respect on her name. So at this moment we began to see Arnie change, and it's a gradual change. And I love the way that, I'm trying not to sound like like a literary nerd. Like, I love the way that Stephen King does this, but I do love the way that he does this because he catches you off guard with a lot of the things. So and at first, like, when I initially read this, it was kind of annoying because I'll be like, okay, can we get back to the story? Like, why are we talking about brother? Like, let's get back to the story. But then you see why he does that the way he does it. So, like I said, Arnie is changing, and it's gradual but it's noticeable. So his friend Dennis Gilder, who is the initial narrator in the story, because it goes from like Dennis to, it's like, what is that, the omniscient narrator, where they see all and all that sort of thing. So he describes Arnie's face as like pimply and like pepperoni face or whatnot. And then his acne starts to clear up. He gains confidence. He even gains a girlfriend called Lee Cabot, who's the new girl at their high school. He even stopped wearing his glasses. But most notably, he starts to use a specific word. Like, his language changes, like the way he talks. He likes this word called shitter, which he got it from LeBay, from the guy he bought the car from. And like, even saying it, like, when I was writing the script, I was just like, oh, that's a horrible word. That's like the C word. Like, it's very gross. Like, you can just feel it on your teeth. And everybody is like, whoa, like, Arnie, you need to chill with these words. Like, what the flip, So he uses it just like for anybody that tries him, that insults him, that gets in the way of him, and between him and Christine, they are a shitter. So now, okay, so I get the feeling that, and I'm sure you can answer this in the comments, that he is being possessed by LeMay, by Ronald LeMay, the guy who he sold the car from. He bought the car from, rather. I get the feeling he's being possessed by him. Like at one point in the book, they say that Arnie is no longer there anymore, and he is just like it's a shell of himself. I would even is he really even a shell of himself at that point? Like if you've read the book or seen the movie, the book more so, let me know what you think in the comments. But there are a couple of hallmarks that illustrate that he is possessed by this car, by the man who this part though, and it's like super famous. The scariest part of this novel and the movie is when Arnie's girlfriend is attacked by Christine. Like there are other scenes in there, or in the book, more so the book, that are super terrifying. As far as like Christine murdering people by just taking them out, but she got it. She got a special way to take out Lee. Cause see, Lee don't like her. Lee is like, you don't like me insulting your girl. Like she like bangs on the car, and Arnie's like, don't do that. But Christine was like, all right, sis, I got you. Okay. Yeah, keep playing. Ask about me. So they go to the movies, and well, in the movie, rather, they go to the movies. In the book, they go to a McDonald's, and like it's so perfect, like this scene, because like they pick up a hitchhiker and they stop at McDonald's, and it's snowing, which lends to like there's a lot of atmosphere in this book, which I love. And Lee sit in the car with this hitchhiker in the back, and they're kind of doing small talk. And Arnie goes into McDonald's to order food, so that he comes back out, he brings the food, and Lee starts eating on her hamburger. And all of a sudden, she starts to choke on this hamburger. And it's one of the most, because I have choked on something before, not near to death like she did, but even in that sort of like light moment of choking on something where it's not so serious, it's still pretty terrifying because it's not natural. So Lee is over here choking, and Arnie is just like, eh. Like he's pulling a Roger. He's just like, eh, eh. And so the hitchhiker, their extra passenger, gets the bright idea to stop. He, like Arnie did, stop the car, and he does the Heimlich maneuver. And Arnie is like, what the flip? Absolutely not. So that is the same way that LeBay's daughter died in the car. She choked on a hamburger. And duh, like it gives me the creeps. It sure as hell gave Lee the creeps. Like after that, she was like, I'm done. Bye. So yeah, that's the last straw, and she's like, outie. So this ultimately leaves Arnie by himself with Christine, his only girl. And there's like other little like things. Like this is the most unhealthy relationship I've ever seen. I don't know why this does it for me, but there's a part where he has just kissed Lee goodnight, and he gets back in the car, and the car won't start. And he says some ish like, "Oh, come on, baby, it's all right," and the car starts. Absolutely not. Like the first time I saw that, I was like, hell nah, bro. You need to get you a Corolla or like a Ford Focus. You need to do something and get rid of this, cause she ain't right for you. But hindsight is always 2020. So then there's even a bit of a sexual relationship. It feels like Ugh, I got it marked. I'm gonna read it. Taking his almost totally destroyed Plymouth from the airport and back to Darnell's, and after the place was empty, he had put Christine's transmission in neutral and pushed her. Pushed her until she began to roll on her flat tires. Pushed her until she was out the door and he could hear the wind of November keening sharply around the wrecks and the abandoned hulks with their stellated glass and their ruptured gas tanks. He had pushed her until the sweat ran off him in rivers and his heart thudded like a runaway horse in his chest and his back cried out for mercy. He had pushed her, his body pumping as if in some hellish consummation. He had pushed her, and inside the odometer ran slowly backward. And some 50 feet beyond the door, his back began to really throb, and he kept pushing, and then his back began to scream in protest, and he kept pushing. Muscling it along on the flat slash tires, his hands going numb, his back screaming and screaming. So, listen, I wasn't going to read it in like a Harlequin romance way, but damn, that made me feel super awkward when I was reading that at work because I work with I work in a pediatric office. So, sorry, my light's gone out. But yeah. Yeah, so we are here in the Halloween season and yeah. So, this is Adri Hayes signing off from Nevermore Academy, and I will see you on the next Paint It Haint Halloween special episode. Bye.